Real Housewives star Mauricio Umansky's emergency surgery required metal plate, 12 screws. Mauricio Umansky's skiing injury required a metal plate and 12 screws during emergency surgery. The reality TV star shared a health update for his 800,000 social media followers after suffering a major injury during an Aspen ski trip. "Thank you to everyone who has reached out," Umansky wrote in a statement shared over a photo of skis. "I have felt so much love and support. I had surgery on my clavicle that was a clean break but required a metal plate and 12 screws," the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star noted. Umansky isn't planning on needing a lengthy recovery time as he was wearing a helmet when the skiing accident occurred. "I expect a speedy recovery," he wrote. "The doctors and nurses at Aspen Valley Hospital are the best. I was wearing a helmet and that for sure saved me," the statement concluded. Umansky revealed he needed surgery on February 14. The TV star, who is still married to Kyle Richards, was seen being carried by ski patrol on a snowy mountain with his arm in a sling. "I feel so blessed to be taken care of by such amazing humans. Ski patrol, paramedics, Aspen Hospital, you're all the best." "Broken clavicle," he wrote on his Instagram story at the time, as he laid on a hospital bed with a medical tube in his nose. The second photo he posted was a picture of his X-ray as he showed his injury. "Let's get this surgery done so I can heal. Play hard, sometimes you get hurt. But the care here has been incredible," he added. Details of the ski accident remain unclear. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy elaborated on how recent airline tragedies have given the department a focus on increased future safety. Duffy announced his plan in February to supercharge the Federal Aviation Administration, FAA's air traffic controllers after numerous fatal plane crashes over the past 2 months. "All of the crashes that have happened over the course of our first 2 weeks in office, they have nothing to do with air traffic control specifically, but it's given us a focus," Duffy said Saturday on My View with Lara Trump. The FAA will be streamlining its 8-step hiring process into a 5-step process, with hopes it will accelerate the time to hire for critical positions, Duffy announced on X, formerly Twitter. "The protocol change aims to shave over 4 months off the old process," he said. In addition, the agency stated it will increase starting salaries by 30% for candidates who go to the FAA's Academy at the Mike Monroney Aeronautical Center. Duffy also emphasized the need for new wires, radios, terminals, and other equipment to Fox News host Lara Trump. Elon Musk made the point that the time is the enemy of the progress. "If it takes 6, 8, 10 years, money changes, priorities change, Congresses change, administrations change," he said. "So if we can get the money up front and move fast, we think we can get it done very quickly. But if we don't do something now, we won't have 5, 10 years. This system truly will have failures, and people's lives will be in danger." Mauricio Umansky had spent years conquering the real estate world, sealing multi-million-dollar deals with a charismatic smile and the kind of confidence that turned luxury homes into effortless sales. But no amount of deal-making could prepare him for the personal crisis that had landed him in an unfamiliar territory, an operating table under the glare of surgical lights. It had started as an ordinary day. He had woken up early, laced up his running shoes, and set out for a morning jog along the winding paths of Beverly Hills. The sun had barely kissed the sky, and the cool air carried the promise of a productive day. Little did he know, fate had other plans. A misstep, a sharp twist, and then a sickening crack. Mauricio collapsed onto the pavement, his world spinning as pain shot through his leg like an electric current. He gritted his teeth, pressing his hands into the ground, trying to will the pain away. But this was different. This wasn't a sprain or a bruise. This was something serious. Minutes later, the paramedics arrived, their voices calm but urgent as they assessed the damage. The ambulance ride to Cedars-Sinai felt like an eternity, each bump in the road sending fresh waves of agony through his body. The doctors wasted no time. X-rays, MRIs, hushed conversations between medical professionals. The verdict: a severe fracture that required immediate surgery. Kyle Richards, his estranged wife but still his closest confidant, had rushed to the hospital the moment she heard. Their marriage had been in limbo for months, strained by the weight of reality television pressures, whispered rumors, and personal battles. But in moments like these, when the stakes were real and raw, none of that mattered. She squeezed his hand as he was wheeled into surgery, her perfectly manicured nails pressing into his skin just enough to let him know she was there. The procedure was intricate. The surgeons worked meticulously, placing a metal plate and 12 screws to stabilize the shattered bone. Hours passed, the operating room a symphony of beeping monitors, precise incisions, and delicate handiwork. When he finally emerged, groggy and bandaged, the reality of it all sank in. He, Mauricio Umansky, the man who had built an empire with his own 2 feet, now had to rely on crutches, patience, and time. The days that followed were a blur of medication, physical therapy discussions, and an outpouring of support. Friends, colleagues, even a few unexpected names reached out. Some questioned whether he'd take a step back from the cutthroat world of real estate, while others speculated how this might play into his ongoing personal drama. But for Mauricio, this wasn't about the headlines. It was about healing. The hardest part wasn't the pain or the recovery, it was the stillness. He was used to movement, to negotiation, to being in control. Now he had no choice but to surrender to the process, to let his body mend, to accept help where he had once prided himself on independence. Kyle stayed longer than he expected. At first, it was practical, helping coordinate appointments, ensuring he had what he needed. But as the days stretched into weeks, an unspoken understanding settled between them. They weren't the same people they had been years ago, but maybe, just maybe, this was a chance to see if something between them still remained. By the time he was able to take his first few steps on his own, the world had already moved on to its next scandal, its next viral moment. But for Mauricio, this chapter wasn't about the noise of the outside world. It was about resilience, about what it meant to rebuild, not just physically, but emotionally. The metal plate and 12 screws weren't just holding his leg together. They were a reminder that sometimes even the strongest foundations need reinforcement to stand tall once more.